upright and your mind cheerful, no strain, no stress on your face. At present, neither you are happy nor sad. Your mental state, free from all emotions, your consciousness expanded. Expand your consciousness. Make your consciousness as the space, as the sky. Take deep breathings. Deep inhalations and deep exhalations. Now visualize Om. Om as an atom as well as the infinite existence. Om, the entire existence. Om is the divine. Om is everything, everywhere. From Om, everything, everyone appears, and within Om, everything, everyone lives for a time, and eventually, in the Om only, everything, everyone disappears. So Om is the beginning, middle, and end. Om is the cosmic energy, life force. We are the sparkles of that cosmic life force, life energy. With that view, with that vision, with that visualization, we'll speak Om 3 times after deep inhalations. Now clasp your hands and salute to Divine, who manifests in all the forms, in all the names. Divine manifested in the forms of the masters. So salute to all the masters and to all the beings where Divine lives. Now we will come in the study of Buddha's Eightfold Yoga. We have studied Patanjali's Eightfold Yoga. Now we will study Buddha's Eightfold Yoga. You have practiced Patanjali's Eightfold Yoga, and now you will try to understand Buddha's, and we will try to practice them, and then we will be able to differentiate what would be the difference between Buddha's Ashtanga Yoga and Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga. First, let me tell you, Buddha also practiced yoga of Patanjali. When he left his house and came to forest in search of supreme enlightenment, then he went to a master who was practicing yoga. Alaraka Lama was his name. Then he went to second master, whose name was Ramaputra. So first he learned yoga, meditation from different two masters. And they were also knowing the same Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali. They were practicing asana, they were practicing pranayama, they were practicing meditation. However, Buddha was not satisfied. Though he reached up to the optimum level, optimum degree of yoga, and he entered into the highest samadhi, what we call Dharma samadhi in Patanjali Yoga Sutra. You have learned, right? Patanjali says Dharma samadhi is the super samadhi. He has defined Dharma samadhi, Patanjali, as prasankhyane api akusidasya vivek khyatir dharma samadhi. This is the sutra of Patanjali about Dharma samadhi. So Buddha reached to that state, into Dharma samadhi. However, there was something which was missing in his practices. So he decided to leave them, to take their permission to leave them, and then he left them and started practicing himself, which was missing in Ashtanga Yoga. He was also practicing asanas, pranayama, and other things. We have studied that there are 8 parts of Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali. Yama, which has 5 practices: non-violence, truthfulness, non-stealing, celibacy, and non-hoarding or non-attachment. These are 5 parts of Yama. And there are 5 parts of Niyamas. Cleanliness, this is the first Niyama. We have already studied this. We are just revising them so that will be easier to understand his Ashtanga. So Niyama's first practice is Shauch. Shauch means cleanliness. And second is Santosham. Santosh means contentment. Whatever we make efforts and whatever result comes, we remain content with the result. So this is called contentment, santosh. Then third niyama is tapas. Tapas means austerity. Tapas means endurance. Tapas means hard works or acceptance of challenges which come on the way of self-enhancement, self-exalting. So if you practice 3 hours yoga continuously, you need a kind of perseverance, a kind of endurance. You forget everything. You focus your whole awareness, your whole attention, your whole energy during those 3 hours. You practice rigorously asana, pranayama. You forget the whole world. You remain detached from the whole world. That is called tapas. Tapas means you really make hard efforts to transform yourself, to transform your body, mind, soul, whatever. So tapas is a kind of purification practice. Tapas is Sanskrit word which means to heat. So you heat yourself willingly, voluntarily. You are not forced to heat yourself, to put yourself into fire. To put oneself into fire for purification is called tapas. When you observe any discipline, then you need to practice a tapas. So this comes in niyama. This is third niyama. And fourth is swadhyay. And you know the meaning of swadhyay? What is the meaning of swadhyay?
Is that not my name?
Swadhyay is study of self.
Oh.
Study of self. So this is niyama. Shauch, santosh, tap, swadhyay. This is fourth niyama. And fifth is Ishwar pranidhan. Ishwar pranidhan means surrender to God. If you don't believe in God, then surrender to the ultimate principles of realities. If you are theist, then God. If you are atheist, then definitely you believe in certain force, right? There is certain principles, force, which manage everything in the existence, which remains always in the force. They are laws, law of karma, law of attraction, law of relativity, all kinds of law. Because there is law, which remains always in force, without break. It doesn't take a break of even a nanosecond, no. That is force. So if you are very scientific, if you don't believe in God, then definitely you believe in principles. So those principles can be called as God. Buddha himself was not believing in God, but he was believing in the principles. So surrender to such principles is called Ishwar pranidhan. The things, the entities which rule. Ishwar means the one who rules. That is called Ishwar. Ishwar is Sanskrit word, and the meaning of Ishwar is the one who rules. So surrender to such force, such power purifies you. So that is called Ishwar pranidhan. So these are yama and niyama. These are the foundations of yoga, Ashtanga yoga of Patanjali. And third is asana, which you will find missing in Buddha's Eightfold Yoga. And fourth is pranayama. In Buddhism, Buddha also used to teach about a certain kind of breathing exercises that is called anapanasati. That is also breathing exercise. In fact, that is a kind of meditation, but that is related to breathings. Pranayama says if you extend your breathings, if you lengthen your breathings, then your mind becomes calmer, more concentrate. And Anapanasati says you don't need to lengthen, you don't need to extend, you don't need to make any efforts to breathe in or breathe out. This is the difference between pranayama and anapanasati. But both are related to breathings only. So pranayama is practiced in this form, in this Buddha's yoga. Fourth limb is pranayama. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama. And fifth is pratyahar in Patanjali's Eightfold Yoga. Pratyahar, what is the pratyahar? Can you recall? Yeah. Pratyahar is withdrawal of senses. So when you do pranayama, when your prana becomes very deep, profound, when your breathings become very subtle, slow, then your mind is bound to be composed. Your mind is bound to be concentrate, collected. And you know, mind itself manifests in the form of senses, right? Eyes. This is mind which sees through eyes. This is mind which hears, listens through your ears. This is mind. This is mind which can have sense of odor, fragrance. So this is mind. So mind is the source of all the senses. So in that way, all of your senses get collected, get absorbed. And that is pratyahar. So when your breathings become slow, deep, long, your mind becomes calm. So the senses, that is called pratyahar. And sixth is dharana. Dharana is what? Yeah. Dharana is concentration. When your mind is collected, all of the senses are withdrawn, are introverted, then starts concentration naturally. That is called dharana. And when you are concentrate, then the next step naturally starts. That is meditation. In Sanskrit, this is called what? Dhyana. In Sanskrit, this is called dhyana. And in Pali, this is called jhana. In Chinese, this is called chana. And in Japanese, this is called Zen. Z-E-N, Zen. And when you come in the state of dhyana, that means you have come in the seventh level of yoga, Ashtanga yoga. And then the eighth or the pinnacle, the culmination of yoga, which is called what? Samadhi. That is the highest form of dhyana. And samadhi is the aim of yoga actually. When you are a sincere practitioner of yoga, when you aim to reach samadhi, I mean, when you are advanced practitioner of yoga, when you try to enter into samadhi, and when you become a teacher, then you have responsibility to first experience all these things, so that you will be easily teaching your students. So a teacher has great responsibilities. A teacher has to be very informed and comprehensive knowledge. A teacher should have theoretical knowledge as well as practical knowledge. If I will not practice, if I will not experience samadhi, I cannot teach about that. If I will try to teach samadhi, then that will be incomplete. Or not. What is samadhi? How you feel in samadhi? What is the result of samadhi? You cannot make others experience, but you can just explain. You can share your experiences. So a teacher must have theoretical knowledge as well as practical knowledge. So samadhi is definitely reached by a teacher. So these are 8 limbs of Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali. Now we come to the Ashtanga Yoga of Buddha. First limb, first part of Buddha's Ashtanga Yoga is right understanding. So the first practice of this yoga is you practice right understanding or right views. And how you practice right understanding, right views? Have you thought? Can you think? How can you practice right understanding? Say, Yama and Niyama look very clear. That non-violence I have to practice is clear. Truthfulness clear. All these are clear. But how will practice right understanding? Here you need a teacher who is versed in right understanding. So many people take different meanings of right understanding. But Buddha's view about right understanding is different than the people understand about this. Buddha says, I mean Gautam Buddha. There have been many Buddhas, but I am talking about Gautama the Buddha, who was the prince and who became Buddha. Buddha is one who become awakened, who attain supreme enlightenment. That is called Buddha. And there have been many people in the history who reached that state. So I'm talking about Gautama Buddha, and he discovered very profound truth, profound subject, which is called super enlightenment. And then he shared with his students, with his friends. So in Buddha's views about right understanding is understanding the 4 noble truths. That is called right understanding by Buddha. If you understand 4 noble truths, then you practice right understanding, first part of Buddha's Ashtanga Yoga. And I have given you these 4 noble truths which are mentioned in there, in the note. What is first noble truth?
Suffering.
Sufferings. And second?
The origin of sufferings.
The origin of sufferings. Third?
The extinction of suffering.
the extinction of sufferings. And fourth,
The path that leads to the extinction of suffering.
yeah, the path that leads to the extinction of sufferings. These are four noble truths. And when you are very clear about these four noble truths, then you practice right understanding. And further, Buddha explains what are sufferings. He says birth, decay, death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, despair. These are 8 kinds of sufferings. So when you clearly understand this, that all these are the group of sufferings, and second, there is extinction of suffering. There is origin of sufferings, then there is extinction of sufferings, then there is path. There are 4 things. First suffering, then origin, then there is possibility of extinction, then there is path which can lead you to the complete extinction. So intellectually you can understand very quickly. It won't take time, much time. You can say, yes, I got that these are things. But you have to take this truth into your inmost consciousness. You have to take this information, this truth, into the deepest layer of your consciousness. Means in prana. You have to take this into your prana. And then that understanding becomes more deeper in you. So first is right understanding. Second is right-mindedness. Right? The second part is right-mindedness or right resolutions. When you see these things, then naturally you won't like to get into sufferings. You'd like to get rid of them. You would like to withdraw yourself from them. So first you understand, then you resolute yourself. That is your right-mindedness. That I don't have to keep these things in me. That's the right-mindedness. Then third is right speech. Right speech is you speak truth. You never tell lie. Then you do not practice tale-bearing. You know, what you hear here, you deliver at the other place. That is called tale-bearing. Then harsh language, you don't use harsh language. Ironical words, you don't use ironical words. You don't speak vulgar things. These are the right speech. So this is also can be called as an ethics. Right? Ethics. These are ethics. Right speech. Right understanding, right-mindedness, right speech. And fourth is right action. So a practitioner of this yoga practices right actions. Wholesome action and unwholesome action. There are 2 kinds of actions. Unwholesome and wholesome. So a practitioner withdraws oneself from doing unwholesome things. And that is called right actions. Unwholesome, what are unwholesome? Can you tell me few? Unwholesome action?
Like killing someone?
Yeah. This is unwholesome. Killing. Then the same 5 yamas. These are unwholesome actions withdraw. You withdraw yourself from doing these things. You don't kill, you don't steal, you don't corrupt others, you know. So these are unwholesome actions. You don't drink intoxicant even in this practice. You don't do such things which are unwholesome, which can hurt others, which can harm others. Right understanding, right mindedness, right speech, right action. So you practice all these four things. First two is called prajna. You know prajna? Prajna means wisdom. So his Eightfold Yoga is divided into three parts: prajna, shil, and samadhi. Prajna is wisdom, shil is moralities or the wholesome practices, wholesome actions, and samadhi is your mental state, which is exalted. Means you remain always happy, you remain always cheerful, you remain always tension free, exalted state. You don't care about trivial things. Your mind remains always in the cosmic consciousness. In fact, your mind becomes cosmic. You are not an individual anymore. So there are three things: prajna, shil, samadhi. Prajna is understanding your wisdom. Shil is actions, good actions, and samadhi is your mindfulness. So we can categorize these things in three parts. First two is right understanding and right mindedness, prajna. And next, right speech, right action, and right livelihood. Right livelihood means you do not adopt an occupation which can harm others, directly or indirectly. You know, Patanjali also has described in his sutra Krit, Karita, and Anumodita. Three things. Krit means to do by oneself, and Karita means to make that done by other ones. You don't do yourself, but you do indirectly. You don't kill, but you make someone kill by other ones, by professionals. Then that is also kind of unwholesome action. That is called karita. Krit, karita, anumodita. Anumodita is just giving your yes, supporting, voting. You don't oppose. When you don't oppose, then that is called anumodita, means you are agreed. You are promoting. So, not in any way of these three things, three ways, you don't do any such things. Means you don't adopt any such occupation which can harm others. Like you don't set up the industry of weapons, because weapons can be used in the war. That would be used to kill others. You don't set up the industry of weapons or the liquor or the other things, slaughtering, these things. Because indirectly these things will happen by or through that. That is called right livelihood. You adopt the right livelihood, you do such things, you earn money through such things which can be good for you and for the whole world. So this is right livelihood. This comes under shil. Shil means moralities. Right understanding, right mindedness, right speech, right action, right livelihood. These are 5 parts of Buddha's Ashtanga Yoga, and there are 3 more. That is right efforts. 6th is right efforts. So we make right efforts. And this can be linked with the practice of asanas. Right? Right efforts. There are 4 kinds of efforts. First effort is to abandon. Means first effort is to prevent. Second effort is to overcome. Third effort is to develop. And fourth effort is to maintain. So there are 4 kinds of efforts. This is very scientific, very practical. And if you practice these 4 kinds of efforts, then your life would be more better day by day. So first effort, to prevent. What to prevent? To prevent such things which can be harmful for you and for the society, for the world. First, prevent. Second, overcome. Let's take an example of body. If your body is not fit, if your body is fatty, if your body is not healthy, then you would make efforts, and you have to make right efforts to make your body fit, to make your body healthier. First, prevent doing those things which can cause unhealth in your body. Means wrong eatings, or too much eatings, or too much fastings, too much sleeping or not sleeping, right? Too much working or not working at all. They are 2 extremes, So to first prevent doing extreme things. Don't do anything in extreme. This is first thing, first effort, to prevent. Stop doing such things, right? This is first thing. First thing is stop doing such things which is harmful for your body. Second is overcome. You have to overcome the stiffness, you have to overcome the malfunctioning of the glands in your body. You have to overcome the indigestion system or any kinds of blockages in the energy channel in the body. So first, prevent supplying the wrong things in the body, and second, just overcome them. And third is develop. Develop what? Develop good things in you. You make efforts, right efforts, honest efforts to develop yourself in whatever field, in health or in wealth or in relationships. You develop good things in your life. And the fourth is to maintain. So developing is not enough. First you developed and you just give up that. No. You practice yoga for 3 months, and when your body becomes flexible or when your body becomes slim or fit, and then you give up, then that will not work. Or if you practice meditation to keep your mind peaceful for some months or some years, and then you stop, no. You have to maintain forever. So the right efforts are divided into two parts. First is prevent and overcome. Second is develop and maintain. Are you understanding? Yeah. So this is right efforts. Right understanding, right mindedness, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right efforts. Then seventh is right thoughts. You always entertain right thoughts in your mind. You don't allow bad thoughts to arise or to enter into this. You are so vigilant, you don't allow any wrong thought to enter into your mind from outer world, nor you allow to arise any wrong thought, bad thoughts in you. You are so vigilant, right? Inside or outside, both. You are very mindful, you are very cautious, because you see clearly that this is harming first you, then eventually to the whole world. If you entertain any violent thought, any angry thought that first harms us, then that thought is transmitted into the world, that hovers in the world, that penetrates into the unvigilant people's mind, right? If you are vigilant, then a wrong thought cannot enter into you. But if you are not vigilant, you are not mindful, then definitely those thoughts will penetrate into your brains. That will harm others, billions of people. And thought does not travel to a certain extent only. A thought can travel from here to the US, Canada, from India to US, from one corner to other corner. Not all, this cannot be limited only to this planet only. But a thought can travel to the planets also, other planets also. Because it has immense power. And if you transmit good thoughts, then that thoughts expands, that thoughts reaches wherever, that heals. So you are very careful, very vigilant to entertain right thoughts. And when you practice, when you keep right thoughts in your mind, then you easily enter into samadhi. That's why he has kept samadhi after right thoughts. And the eighth is right meditation or right trance or right samadhi. So these are eightfold yoga of Buddha. And when you practice these, then definitely, very quickly, you advance in the realm of consciousness, in the realm of yoga, spirituality, or holistic life, healings. You become a good channel of divine. You become really a light workers. And wherever you will be, in whatever part of the world, that part of the world would be blessed with your presence, with your appearance. All the beings would feel peace, solace in the aura of your being. Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali is complete. Buddha is also complete, but only slight differences. But you should have knowledge about all kinds of yoga, That's why you should know Buddha's yoga, and if you can practice, then you can practice. You should practice. But meditation is in both stance of yoga, meditation. And this is meditation only through which you can develop mindfulness, you can connect yourself with divinity, with divine consciousness, or you can become divine, in fact. Because during meditation you melt yourself, your tiny being, your tiny individuality. Meditation is nothing. Meditation is melting. Meditation is letting go of all. You don't own anything. Meditation is not visualization, not imagination. You do not visualize anything, you do not imagine anything. Just expand yourself. Expand, expand, expand. To become universal, not only universal, but intergalactic is meditation. You are not an individual. You are not an earthly being, but you become more than a universal being. So how that can happen? When you rise above than individuality. You really become oblivious of your name, of your form, of your gender, of your nationality. You transcend all the boundaries. You transcend all the forms. What are the forms? Forms are the boundaries, or not? Your form is boundary. If you will draw an image of you, then you will have to, draw a boundary of your appearance. But without boundary, without age, without any extinction, is to be a yogi. So don't believe yourself that I am a man or a woman. No, negate these things. So to say no to such things which can make you an individual, which can make you tiny, is meditation. And to say yes to such things which can make you really more than universal, that is meditation. So in one line, meditation is to say no to that I am body. No, I am not body. I am not mind. I am not intellect. I am not an ego. I am not consciousness. Even you have to transcend that consciousness also. So say no during the meditation. Whatever comes, say no. Nothing. To practice really nothingness is meditation. This is also definition of meditation. To practice nothingness is meditation. You don't practice anything. Nothing, nothing, nothing. So say no to everything during meditation. Even forget your body. If your body is aching during the meditation, don't pay much attention to this. You really enlarge yourself in that way that your body becomes very tiny in that view, as I mentioned earlier also. So expand your consciousness, expand your awareness, expand your chitta like space, and in view of that vision, even this earth will be seen no more. This earth will disappear. Then what about your body? So forget this earth also. Forget this sun, this moon. And see this sun or moon also a very dot kind of, dot, a pinpoint in view of that infinite space. So become really infinite as a space and see everything in that view is meditation. And this is the core practice of meditation. This is practiced in Buddha's yoga, Patanjali's yoga, or any other philosophies of yoga. There are many styles of yoga, right? Hatha yoga, Raja yoga, Kundalini yoga, Ashtanga yoga, Lay yoga, Mantra yoga, Tantra yoga, Bhakti yoga, Kaivalya yoga, Sannyas yoga. There are so many yogas. But in every yoga, meditation is practiced. And meditation is to transcend from individuality, to transcend all the boundaries, to say no to everything. If the light comes in your meditation, just take that light also as an indifferent. Don't give too much importance to light. If any angel comes in your meditation, don't give too much importance to angel. Any deity, don't give too much importance. Okay, they come, but you have to advance more. And that is called Nirbij Samadhi, or Asampragyat Samadhi, or Kaivalya Samadhi, or Dharma Meg Samadhi. So in the next studies, you will see there are 10 levels of consciousness, 10 planes of consciousness, and Dharma Meg is the highest. Buddha keeps Dharma Meg as the highest. Dharma Megha Samadhi. Dharma means the truth, and Meg means the cloud, the truth cloud, or cloud of truth. Because that truth becomes like cloud. When cloud rains, it doesn't differentiate. Cloud doesn't differentiate that this is Muslim, this is Hindu, this is Christian, this is any race, any no gender, any such thing. No. It rains without discrimination. So such person, when reaches to the higher samadhi, to that universal consciousness, that person becomes like cloud, without any discrimination, without any prejudice, no attachment to any specific religion, no attachment to any specific philosophy, no. You really become a human being, more than human being. You become consciousness, you become life energy, you become life essence, the same essence which is in an ant, in an animal, or in a celestial being, the same essence. You do not differentiate. Okay? So now we'll practice that meditation, and to say no everything, and enlarge your consciousness, expand your consciousness, and forget this body, forget this earth, forget this universe. Just go in infinite. Okay? So now sit properly and keep your spine straight. You can keep your eyes either opened or closed, whatever, but don't feel any stress. Feel very relaxed, but feel energetic, very awake, not sleepy, and your mental state in energy, utmost energy, and expand, 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 develop, develop, till you become the infinite space.